Welcome in YouTube. My name is Ross. I'm a Metroid Dread speedrunner. I am going to be completing a speedrun tutorial of Metroid Dread Any percent, no major glitches on the short boost route. Um, Reasoning now for the tutorial is I've been wanting to make it for a while. I've left the game and come back to the game multiple times. But I think now is a good time to make it. There isn't necessarily an updated full game tutorial route walkthrough out there, and there's a lot of hype around the game right now because multiple Super Metroid runners who ran this game before have come back and are running it again, which is awesome to see because it gets a lot of eyes on it and is a great speedrun. So I don't know exactly how long this is going to be, but I will break it down into parts, try to complete it over the next week or so, and get it all out so that anyone is wanting to learn the game or just learn more about the game can go through the speedrun tutorial. And at minimum, at the end of this, you'll have a full walkthrough, know the full route, and know exactly how to get through it, which will be comprehensive of mostly just the route, but we'll also go over all the tricks as well as the bosses and just kind of general movement. So. Um, yeah, so I guess without further ado, we'll begin kind of going through the route. So I'm going to just essentially use all the movement that I use in all the rooms. I have a mid 108, which is a solid time. It's nothing to write home about. It is at this point about 3.5 minutes off the world record, but it's maybe one of 5 sub 109s, I think, in the game. There might be more than that, but it's only a handful of them. So we will be omitting one trick from the run, which is called the Emmy bump. It's about a minute and 15-minute save. It's done in Artaria, first area of the game here. But my thought and most people's thoughts would be this would be the last trick you'd want to add into the run because while it's not a super difficult trick, it does require an Emmy parry. And while you're learning the run, you just want to get a lot of reps in doing the run, the movement, the routes, the bosses before you throw that in, which can gatekeep the first 2.5 minutes of the run. So, okay, so without further ado, we'll begin to go through it. I'm going to do all the movement I do. Like I said, there's multiple movements you can go through each room. All the movements I'm doing, though, are going to be, within frames of the fastest movement. Um, so yeah, let's get it going. All right. So we'll continue to start through, a melee off, put some missiles into these, slide through, a bunch of shots up into this blob, and then continue this way. First movement tech of the game, again, you hesitate to call it movement tech, but it's similar to a lot of games. It's just a ledge hop. Samus can grab a ledge, and she can climb up a ledge, which is slower, works, but you want to do a ledge hop, which essentially is right when she grabs onto the ledge, she's going to mount the ledge like this, right? And then you can jump to get up the ledge. So you just jump as you grab the ledge. Something like that. You want to try to jump as low as you can because the higher the jump, the longer she's in the air, the more time she's in the air, the more speed you lose. Okay, so we're going to finish this part right here. Putting missiles and sliding. We are going to melee into this door. You melee into doors that have a cutscene on the other end because the melee animation gets a quick burst, but then as she falls, it loses a couple frames. So you can get the positive benefit of the melee and not the negative when you go into a room that has a cutscene. Go into the room. You want to be pressing the positive or the plus button and then the minus button to skip the cutscene. Mash through the Atom text, and then we'll enter the next room. Next room, we're just going to walk off the edge, and then we're going to spin. So you just hit the jump button to spin like that, to respin. You can't slide on that ledge. You want to generally slide off most ledges if you're moving horizontally. But if you slide off that one, you're going to grab that ledge up there. So, okay. So first part of the run here is going to be the Artaria climb. And this is essentially just going to be doing ledge hops as fast as you can while holding the missile buttons so you can shoot missiles at enemies in your way. And we'll get up here. We want to go in that door. We obviously can't go through that door because you got a wall here, ceiling here rather. So we want to shoot that blob on the other side. The intended route would have you slide through there, shoot that blob, and then continue on to the right, loop back around, and then you come back this way. There's an Emmy over there, but we're not going to fight that Emmy in this routing in No Major Glitches. So what we're going to do is we want to shoot a pseudo shot. We want to shoot that blob through the wall. The way we're going to do it is we want to slide and then jump shoot. You could go like this. You can see we hit it once. Fastest way to do it is to lean against the wall and slide and then jump, almost canceling out the slide and jumping and shooting. You want to shoot it 3 times first. You don't want to shoot it a 4th. It'll explode and you're in too close of proximity to it. So we're going to slide back and jump into this kind of right angle right there, and then we're going to release a shot. Ooh. There we go. I can play with that a little bit, obviously. These first 2 tricks, this pseudo and the next pseudo, very important to start the run. So we'll go to the next one. This is a harder pseudo. I am going to kill this enemy right here just for the tutorial. You do not have to. This one, you're going to slide, and then you're going to jump and use kind of this angle here. This little like triangle down, and then it slants up to the right. You're going to use this as your visual cue. And then to practice, I'm going to kill this enemy right here. To practice, once it is killed, we can shoot through the ceiling, and we have a good visual coming out the side as if our shot is going through the wall or not. If it's too straight up like that, it won't work. If it's too far to the right, it's just going to obviously go to the right. We need it to go at that angle of sort of that line. And we want to kind of be into the ceiling when we're shooting. I just kind of, when I'm at the ceiling, I'm pushing into it. If it's too early, you'll just hit the wall. If it's too late, it won't go through. So you want to like run her into the ceiling. Ooh. Like run her into the ceiling basically, and then shoot. Okay, so we're going up here. We're not going to kill this enemy, but we would go this way for the Emmy bump, which is the tech we're not going to do in this tutorial. Instead, we're going to go up here. We're going to go all the way to our right. We're going to fight Corpius. The long and short of the Corpius fight is Corpius has 3 phases. We'd like to kill Corpius in 2 phases. It would be, I believe, 13, 14 missiles, 12 or 14 missiles in the first phase, and you can see we have 30. And then the second phase is the hardest one because Corpius is cloaked and moving, and you need to do 26 missiles in the second phase. You don't have charge shot, so you're only going to be, you don't have the ability to use charge shot, so you're only going to be able to use missiles, right? So the 2 phases is pretty difficult unless you get head stuck, which is if you shoot Corpius in the first phase, if you end Corpius in the first phase when she's spitting, then in the second phase she'll just put her head down and not move it, and then you can just pelt her with missiles. So let's see what we get. Melee in, because it's a cutscene. Run up. Have a chance to get head stuck in this one, and we are going to get it. So now you can see her head is basically just going to sit. It moves up a little bit when she spikes, but for the rest, her head's just going to sit right here. She would be moving her head up and down into the middle, top, and down. But because of head stuck, she's just going to let us go all the way through. We will not kill her here. It would take a few more missiles. We'll go back and we'll just kind of show you what happens if you don't get head stuck. Kind of wish I was doing runs right now if I'm getting that sort of head stuck RNG. So go through here. Oop. Wasn't standing close enough. Okay, so melee through. Skipping cutscene. Actually have another chance to get head stuck here. Or not take it. Okay, now we'll see. Now her head's gonna move. Want to be as close as we can to her. Oop. And so we're not gonna get a 2-phase. So then we kind of see what we'd want to do here. So we have no more missiles. So basically what we want to do is, once we know we're not going to get 2-phase, just want to mash at that. And we're going to slide through. 1 missile or 2 under there, and then pelt her with missiles, and then you move on. So 2-phase obviously optimal for speed. 3-phase not bad at all, especially when certainly when you're learning, you shouldn't be looking for 2-phase Corpius. Just 3-phase, move on. We're going to melee out this door. I believe it saves time because she's landed. B-Dog says no, but take it for what it's worth. Okay, so we're going to be doing, you see this door right here? We're going to be doing slide cloaks now that you have Phantom Cloak. So it's a slide and then a cloak automatically on the next frame. Ooh, you can walk through like this. or you could go like here, 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 and then go. But the fastest would be off the magnet. Let me go through here. Climb up here, slide on here, and we'll reach the first Atom Room of the game. Bear with me because I haven't done most of these Artaria tricks in over a year since the route switched. So I'm very hopeful that it's not a mess on the couple of tricks that we do have to do. So we're going to go up left here, jump up to the right, and then we're going to take care of this blob, slide through. Going to go here, and then up here. Now we will teach you one tech here real quick. So you can walk off ledges, right? If you're going in the opposite direction, right? We're coming off a ledge, but we want to go to the other direction, right? So if we wanted to go this way, we would just slide off the end of the ledge. That would be the fastest way to do it. Walking off loses time. Sliding keeps her lower, gets her to the ground quicker. But if we want to go to the other side, if we're coming from the right and we want to go back to the right, or if we're coming from the left and we want to go back to the left, we want to do this. This is called a spin fall. Essentially what you're doing is you're walking off the edge, tapping left, and then spinning. So you walk off, left, tap. And you want to go to neutral while she's spinning. Once she's under the ledge, and you want to hold the direction you're going. Start moving again. If you press and hold left, you walk off and hold left, she'll grab the ledge. So we want to go neutral, or we want to snap to our left, and then press the jump button. So the way I do it is I walk off, and right when I'm off, I flick the joystick, the analog, to the direction, like here to the left, and then I let go after the flick because it'll go neutral, and then I just hit the jump button. So walk off, flick, and then jump. This side, walk off, flick, jump. This spin fall is used everywhere throughout the run, so it's very important to learn it first, get this tech down, so you don't have to go back and learn it all later. So we'll continue on, sliding off horizontal ledges. This is a coyote jump right here, which I completely messed up. Do it again. There we go. So coyote is, and it's going to be used a bunch, is sliding, and then you can see she can jump multiple frames in the air. So it's used here by sliding under this, and I messed it up again. Have to wait a little bit longer on this one. The other routing you can just simply go up, but anyways. Melee off here, spin. Spin, spin fall. Coming up here, we're going to want to jump over this and spin fall down and go, because if we slide through there, you will take a tutorial, which will lose you 6 seconds. So spin, we're going to go left, we're going to coyote here. Ooh, I missed it. You clear these enemies. You want to do this fast, you want to clear the enemies, and you'd want to do the ledge hop. Definitely want to jump when you're moving through water, and then you want to ledge grab and ledge hop up. Alright. So, especially you want to jump through water because she moves a little bit faster hopping through than she does just kind of slogging along running. And the ledge hop's very important in water because she climbs up even slower out of water. So she must be pretty damp. Alright, so we're going to missile here, slide missile here. So I haven't done this trick in a really long time, but essentially what we need to do, we can go down, which is fine, but this saves like, God, if I remember right, like 14 seconds in the routing. So what we're going to do is we want to jump off this slope so we can bonk our head. We don't have to kill this enemy, but so we can bonk our head and then go through there. So this might take me a little bit because, again, I haven't done it in a long time. But really, we're going to slide cloak, and then we're going to free aim. We're going to do the slide cloak like we did earlier to get through the gates. And then we're going to hold free aim, and we're going to try to jump at the right time to get through this. The longer the coyote jump, the better here. And we jump too late. We jump too late again. I think we must be jumping too late. There we go. Okay. So, helps if you point up a little bit. So it's a slide, and then you try to jump right when she lands, and she'll bonk her head, and then she'll continue through. I will link actual tutorials to all the tricks to help you guys out, because I'm going to go through them, but I'm not going to super duper in-depthly go through. So we're going to go through here. I believe we shoot missiles here. No, I think we just bonk. We shoot missiles here. And spin down, jump, slide missile, replenish resources. This will be the next trick here. Water platform. We would go over there to raise the water to move this platform up, but instead we're going to do this trick. All we do for this trick is we jump and we melee right after we jump, and then when we get kind of up to the corner, we respin. So it's jump, oop, jump, melee, respin, and she'll grab the ledge. So jump, melee, respin, grab the ledge. Slide off here, spin fall, slide, melee. I'm going to slide here and shoot 2 missiles. Slide. Don't want to spin fall off this one because she's too close to the door, and then it will kind of mess up where the missile is. This one we can actually just spin or walk off, shoot our missile, and then continue. Slide, missile. That enemy wouldn't be there. That enemy's always there, only in the way up there. Let's get some health here. Only in the way because we took so long in this room. Regularly, you just go through, the enemy would be up there, slide through, spin fall, shoot him, then we get charge. So now that we have charge, not a lot changes other than we have charge. So we'll continue on through here. Apologies as well, my webcam's broken, so you would see my face, but you don't see it now. So we're going to hold charge a lot the rest of the way through here. So right when we get this, right when we got control of Samus, we'd hold charge, get up here, slide through. The enemy should be dead. 2 charges here. And then we're going over to our missile. I want to talk through this a little bit. You can actually slide missile twice here, so you can go slide, shoot, and carry on. The melee is you melee at the end, and then you start shooting missiles like that. Melee and shoot 2. Either way is fine. Not much of a difference at all. I'm going to get this door. I'm going to shoot this enemy. Spin fall through here. Another coyote. This one's very easy. You can just mash the jump button, and she'll always jump. This one we want to shoot as we... we took so long. You would not get this tutorial or this cutscene in a regular run. We just took so long explaining things that we got it. So generally, you would come through here. You would shoot a charge shot. Oh, he keeps moving up. You'd shoot a charge shot, and then you jump and shoot another charge shot. Then we get on missiles, and we complete the second iteration of the Artaria climb. Ledge hopping. Jumping as early as we can on the overhang. Here, we want to be jumping as we come right through the transition, because if you wait till you get full control and sight of Samus, you will go under this. So right as you can get through the transition, you jump and grab the ledge. We would not be going to Corpius because Corpius is already dead. I'm going to do another one of these cloak slides. Another cloak slide here. Right when we get to the kind of like the vertical blue lines, we can uncloak here. And then we can be holding free aim and up to shoot the first blob, second blob, and we're going through. You can see we're not really killing most of the enemies. You don't need to. Spin falls, spin falls, spin falls. Slide off there. Melee is actually a tad faster. Going up here. And then we are initiating the lava, I believe, right? Alright. So we'll take this first part of the tutorial up into probably up till we finish Artaria. So we're going to slide here. Grab. Grab, grab. Some of the ledge heights in the game are such that you can get these wall jumps instead. So it kind of, to jump from a certain distance. This one's a little high, so if you were to jump from here, you just more or less cannot get the grab, or cannot get the ledge hop. You'd have to grab and go over. Because if you jump too early, you're going to get a wall jump. Same with this one. See, you get so these ones I want to ensure that I kind of grab. I'll even lose a few frames. Making, like this one I would just jump, but these next two I would make sure I grab on and then I would jump. Loses a frame or two, but it's a safety, because if you start wall jumping in that room specifically, then the enemies start engaging and it becomes a real problem. So.
Uploading data.
Alright, I'm gonna mash through. I'm gonna wait for the light on this door to get to the second to last one, then we can run and not bonk the door. Slide, slide, spin down, slide down, melee, melee, and then here's the third trick, Maga skip. So we want to be standing against the wall, then we want to press left and melee more or less on the same frame, and then we want to, when we jump off the wall, we're going to melee right away up to the top and then respin. It's basically like the water platform skip, except the setup is from this little position right here. So melee, jump, jump melee, oop, melee, jump, jump melee, respin, grab. Melee, jump, jump, melee, respin, grab. And again, we'll put the tutorial for all these individual tricks. Go back through the room, break that, or spinfall there, slide, shoot that. Oop, we missed it. But we want to shoot a charge shot at this door right here, so we miss it 5 times. Because we want to open that for the way back. Spin, shoot. We're going to slide in here. We're going to be mashing cutscene. And then we're just going to put this CU room down with missiles. We want to start walking up so we can avoid the Ringu there. And that's essentially what the fight should look like. Different mashing types can put that down much faster. But that's what the fight should look like. We want to melee into the cannon so we're closer, and then we're going to melee out of the room here. And then we're just going to do a couple ledge hops so we can kill this Emmy. So, one, up here, rubbing the edge of that ledge so that we can get in position. And right when her left foot hits the ground is when we can jump. So right when her left foot hits the ground is when we can jump. She'll be very close to us, but we'll have much more than enough room. So right when her left foot hits the ground is when we can jump. So now from her, we're going to get Spider Magnet, and we can make our way out of Artaria. We're going to do 1 damage boost, which we'll walk you through. And then after that, we will end the first part of this tutorial, which essentially is just Artaria. I'm going to mash through. I'm going to slide off this ledge, jump and do a magnet hop. Grab this, jump off, ledge hop. Remember, this door's open. So we can go here, here. Gonna skip this missile. And if you watch the tutorial and there's any room you would like to discuss, feel free to hit me up or come through the Twitch. I do stream the game, so you can walk through anything difficult that you're trying to learn. This is just general movement, spin falls, whatnot. We'll get all the way to the damages. You want to hold charge because we're going to jump and kill him. Now I'm going to do the damage boost, and then we'll go back and walk through it. This would bring us to the end. Okay, so let's go back, walk through the damage boost briefly to reset the room. It might be nice to actually go through the room without the damage boost real quick. Let's do that. Let's kill the enemies. Okay, so the damage boost, you come in this room, you put 2 missiles into the first enemy. You're going to run up to this wall, jump, and hold free aim. You don't have to hold free aim. It just makes it much more simple, and it gets it every time. Consistent would probably be the best word I was looking for there. So we jump off, free aim, that bonks us up onto that ledge. Then you can certainly do it faster. There's a faster method to this where you, let me see, I'm not going to get it, but you can jump over that ledge, or well, you can ledge hop rather, and get to the end. The easiest, most consistent setup, though, is you just climb over, you move down, and then once you're over, so you've deboosted, you've slid over this, and you're sliding down. And then when you land, you want to be holding up, and I hold up and missile. You're going to jump and melee to knock that ply up to the right. And then as you're falling, you're shooting a missile at the bottom one, getting right into the corner. You can melee for timing and then go, or you can just wait until I wait like a second or so, and then you jump up and hold free aim again, and you get bonked over. So let's kind of walk through it again. I'll try to speak as I'm going through it. Sometimes it's difficult. I'm gonna reset the room here. Okay, so we'd be coming through here. Okay. Missile, missile, jump, free aim, crawl over, melee, missile. Should still work. If you miss that missile, it should still work, but it can get pretty fickle because the movement of all of the plies is different. So we'll do it one more time. It is important. The other route, obviously, just grabs this and takes it across. Damage boost saves like 7 seconds, if memory serves me. Long time ago this stuff was found, so I don't remember the actual time saves. But I believe it's about 7 seconds. So, do it one more time. Missile, missile, jump, free aim, climb over, holding up, melee up, missile, deboost, and we're out of there. Alright, so this completes the first part of the tutorial series. The next one will take us to Cataris, and we'll walk you through Atom Skip, Hell Pseudo, deboost, movement, so on and so forth. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping this is helpful, and I'm hoping it helps to grow the game. See you soon.